just because we got one thing done with doesn't mean that this isn't a whole mess of trouble, too. Okay. One problem sorted, but we got more. Let's do this. Could you please give it a rest already? That is the exact opposite of what you should anticipate from this particular individual at all times. The heck? I'm telling y'all, it's best for y'all's sakes to come clean. The staff has their lips sealed just as the reporters continue their tenacious negotiations. If you're not here to cooperate with the investigation, I must ask you to vacate the premises. Y'all can't stop the Lotta. Put a sock in it, Kappa. Y'all couldn't even stop Mozilla's invasion. Not only did they secretly raise a giant monster, but now the staff is trying to cover it up. Like I said, we haven't been raising any monsters here at the film lot. You people are kind of insane. Charming, but insane. Why didn't you said you done saw Gordy yourself? Sure, I saw it, but it's not like we were keeping it at a film lot. Come on. Mind if we butt in? Who? Oh, it's the Lang. Wow, that whole ass entourage. Okay. Mr. Edgeworth. And the rest. And John. Oh, y'all come here to search for the monster too? We're searching for a criminal, not a monster. Although I suppose, really, when you get down to it, what's the difference? A philosophical debate for later, perhaps. Langzi says, the darkness inside a criminal's heart can be likened to a monster. Well, there you go. I guess the philosophical argument is happening today. Why do you have to keep the scrolls around? Do you not just memorize his teachings? Are you a forgetful lad? Well, when it comes to killing people, criminals aren't much different from monsters. And so it all has been said. There you go. So yes, we are looking for the monster. And it ain't Courtney and it ain't John, so stop with all that mess. Agent Lang, that's the problem. I can't let outsiders into the crime scene. Too bad, you're doing it. These are all key figures in the case. I'd like them to be here when the investigation resumes. That's a lie, but I accept it. Thank you. Agent Lang, regarding what you said about resuming the investigation, where do you intend to start? We'll start by reviewing the case. Oh boy! Today, the body of President Huang was found here at the film lot. Sure was. The president's whereabouts from 2 nights ago are still unknown. Seems he snuck out from under the eyes of his bodyguards and ventured outside. This proved to be a bad call. And that night was the last time he was seen alive. It was when he met with you, Judge Courtney, on the roof of the Grand Tower. What you got to say about that? Oh. John, why you react with the sweaty styles? Why is your milk sweating? Why is this a thing? Okay, well, I choose to believe they're both completely innocent, but that's not doing anybody any favors. So, why did you meet with the president? That I cannot say. You can't tell us? Even under suspicion of murder? That can't be good. Can't say. Why not? Miss Courtney, if you don't say anything, you'll only be more suspicious. Ha! You must have a reason to clam up. I think you're somehow involved in the president's assassination. Mess me with that mess! The president's body was only discovered today. That still leaves a blank of 1 whole day after Judge Courtney met with him unaccounted for. Since when did I care about that? Don't be so impatient. We're gonna fill in that blank right here, right now. Then why didn't you say so? Were you waiting for me to make a fool of myself? Rude. The evening on that blank day in question is what's important. What happened here last night? So why don't you tell us? John Marsh! Me? We know you were here last night. What? John was here? How you not know the location of yon child? Between that little missy's testimony and the footprints we found, we can easily prove it. That and the video evidence. John, you were rehearsing here last night, right? You were spying on me? Well, I mean, not in so many words, I guess. I just came to check up on things. You really shouldn't be staying up so late, you know? Mind your own business! Don't make me squish more milk! Oh! John Marsh! That young lady was worried about you! You will not speak to her like that! Sorry. He listens to his mom. Aww. How many times have I told you to be more mindful of the way you speak? It's just me, or does Miss Courtney's personality seem kind of different? She's in mama mode! She seems to be as strict with her own son as she is with those who violate the law. Are you listening to me? And earlier as well. Oh, he's getting a big ol' earful. Y'all gonna comply, son. You should always bear that in mind, no matter the occasion. Can we get on with the investigation already? Hey! Shut up. Pardon me. For Judge Courtney to get carried away like that, my goodness. This must be her motherly side. It's kind of amazing, not gonna lie. Agent Lang, do you suspect John? All I want is the truth. Why was the president killed? And I want to know who killed him. I'll do whatever it takes to find out. It seems the president was like family to him. John, would it be all right if we asked you a few questions? Of course it would. Sure, it's fine. I got nothing to hide anyway, except for all the things I inevitably am going to be hiding. Let's find out what he's hiding! Wasn't feeling too great during yesterday's shoot, so I made a few bloopers. They're reshooting the scene today, so... well, I decided to rehearse a little on my own, that's all. I do it all the time. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. But there were many things out of the ordinary. You were rehearsing alone that late at night? John, when I called you last night, you told me you were at the hotel. You called him? About what time was that? I believe it was around 11 p.m. I require him to call me every night. That's our rule whenever he stays away from home. The truth is, I was at the film lot during that time. You have incurred her wrath, so you lied to me! I'm sorry. Miss Courtney sure is angry. I think it's admirable that he practiced on his own, even if he hid it from his mom. I'm sure she was simply worried. Who knows what could have happened to him, out alone so late at night when he is but a 6-year-old? I know he's not, but he looks like one. I know he gets angry about it, that's why I did it. And in reality, he did get caught up in yesterday's incident. It said he was 13, right? Just to be sure. Yeah, he's just real short. All right. But John said there wasn't anything out of the ordinary, right? And there was very much many things out of the ordinary. So hold up with that. Is that really the truth? Alrighty. Now hang on just a moment. Let's just mule our way on over to the relevant information. Yeah. Alright. Bunch of stuff. I enjoy your cow theme. Presenting to you and the audience at home, giant honking footprints. What up with that? You mind giving me the lowdown on that mess, smug? There wasn't anything out of the ordinary. That's a lie, isn't it? We have evidence right here. Could that be? That's right. It's the video you recorded of your performance. That's not what I showed, but I guess it still counts, so let's go with it. What? You're telling me you have video from last night? I sure does. Exactly. And in this video, there is clearly something that is out of the ordinary. Look at that big-ass footprint. I mean, I guess the evidence fused together. There's a monster's footprint. Would you say that monster's footprints are commonplace on a film set? I don't think so! John, why did you conceal this video from us? No reason, really. Is it because you're a murderer? Hey, pup, this is no joking matter. You had a reason to hide it, right? John Marsh, answer him clearly. But, Mom... Well, I didn't want anyone to see me rehearsing. How dare thee! Although this is a jamming tune. Everyone's like, really? All right. In other words, you're embarrassed about others seeing you practice. Yeah. Got a problem with that? He's gonna squish so much milk. You're saying that's why you hid the evidence? John! Yeah. Yeah, I just realized all he has in his bag is milk. Quit nagging me. You've already busted me. What more do you want? Yeah, the footprints were there, but I just practiced and headed home. How come you're so calm after finding those footprints? It's a monster, you know, a real-life monster. Thought it was just a part of the set. Besides, there's lots of other weird stuff around here, too. He's suspicious, Chief. This kid's really suspicious. You're right. The smell of a scoop stinks to high heaven. Shut up. We're done talking. Oh, hell to the no with that. We're not done here yet. What now? The monster's footprints weren't the only unusual things that happened last night. Besides the monster's footprints, what other unusual thing happened last night? Well, the only thing that really can come to mind would probably be the big ol' head. It would have had to gone kathunku bump. So, I mean, that's a thing. A monster's head fell from the roof of that building. Surely you must have known about that. I don't know anything about it, except for the things I know. Is that true? I told you, I just practiced a bit and then I went back. I don't know anything about Mozilla's head falling or anything like that. I didn't say nothing about that. I mean, I guess you could have inferred, but still. Or do you have evidence to show that I know something? There certainly isn't any evidence of that. It's also possible that it fell after John had already gone back. True. If there's no evidence, then like I said, we're done talking. Seems that John doesn't really want to talk about last night. Could he be hiding something after all? More than most likely, considering the amount of sweat. Wait up. Agent Lang? Yeah, it's as I thought. Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor. This video backs up my logic. Is there something in the video that's related to the case? Yeah, take a good hard look at the monster costume in the top left. Okay, I will. The Mozilla costume? What's up with it? Try comparing it with the one right over there right now. Okay. Yeah. Looks like it's just hanging there limply, though. And the zipper on its back is zipped up tightly. And it wasn't in the video, then. I see. Zipper on its back? What? This discrepancy is... Yeah, the difference is plain to see. In the video, the zipper is clearly open. That's right. Someone was inside. What? Mr. Powers, is the costume zipper usually... It's always zipped up tightly when it's not in use. Mr. Prosecutor, do you remember my logic from before? 2 nights ago, Courtney pushed the president off the roof and killed him. Then she came down here and what? Stuffed his body in the suit, and then the body just hung out inside the costume for an entire day, and then the next night, she came back and took it out and then placed the body in the thing. Why? And again, I understand that it's gross to bring this up, but if he got pushed off a 51st story building, he's not gonna look like anything. He's gonna be a fine paste. Come on. Afterwards, he snuck into the film lot to hide the body, instead of just getting rid of it, I guess. In here? Wouldn't it be easier to hide a body in a costume or behind all this equipment? And all she had to do last night was retrieve the body. I mean, that doesn't make sense. You're gonna hide the body. Why would she then, on the next day, come back to unhide the body so that it could be discovered? That doesn't make any sense. You're saying the body was hidden inside the costume. Yeah, that's right. Judge Courtney, 2 nights ago, you pushed the president off the roof of the tower. You then hid the body inside the monster costume. How would she have even gotten in? I did no such thing. Say what you want, but you're the only one who could have done it. What is with all of this? That should have already been proven impossible. The film lot was locked at the time. I thought we established this. Judge Courtney could not have entered this place. Unless you're going to say that she had an accomplice and her son, which is messed up, dude. And that is exactly where he's going with this. Okay. And what if there was an accomplice? What? I'll tell you my reasoning, so listen up. All right, fine. The mother and son theory. When the president was pushed off the roof, John was waiting at the film lot. If John was an accomplice, the problem with the locks would be resolved. The two of them hid the president's body, and then, as I said before, they came back the next day to unhide the body. I'm stuck on this. That makes no sense. Inside that monster costume over there. Uh-huh. You think this crime had such an elaborate plan? To take the life of a nation's president, an elaborate plan is to be expected, don't you think? Admittedly, that is true.
Overruled.
Damn straight overruled. John would never take part in such a crime. You're the one being suspected. Your words don't carry much weight. I wouldn't think those two had sufficient motive for something like this, though. Well, maybe they had a motive that we didn't know about. You were the last one to meet with the president, and you're still keeping the details secret. Don't you think it's only natural that you're being suspected? I'm not saying he's wrong to suspect her, especially what with her not talking, but still. Judge Courtney, is there no way for you to tell us your secret? My apologies. I just cannot, no matter what. However, when the time I can talk about it comes, I will surely let you know. So, if you could please... Believe you? Is that what you wanted to say? That's what all criminals say. Well, not all of them. In fact, a remarkable little amount of them actually say those exact words, but whatever. And you, pup! If you've got an explanation, hurry up and spit it out. Do nothing. That's all I'm saying. Both mother and son won't talk. You still gonna defend them like this? Yep. It's true. Judge Courtney's actions are a mystery. However, we still don't know whether or not that ties in with a motive for murder. Yeah, that's right. Their motive for murder can wait. For now, let's talk about the situation surrounding the crime. And the fact that these two are the only ones who could have done it. So you say, so you say. Alright then. So, nothing is immediately contradictory. I'm gonna press your vaguest statements. Yeah, let's talk about this a little more. How about that? In the video, we cannot see the inside of the costume. So can you really say for certain that the body was placed inside? That's a very good question. Yeah, I'll give you that much. In that case, why don't we try examining it? The inside of that costume. There might be some traces left inside. I'm down for that. Mr. Powers, may we examine the inside of the costume? Sure, go ahead. But it might be kind of stinky since I sweat a lot in there. Gross. Ew. This is incredibly dirty. That's strange. We always make sure to clean it after using it so that the sweat doesn't damage the costume. Isn't this just proof that someone besides you used the costume? I'd say that dirt from the body probably got into the costume. Wait, no, that wouldn't, no. I remember. And in fact, there's some other kind of weird stuff going on here. Yeah, he ain't got no dirt on him. He's got some weird yellow powder. But, and you know what? That further proves the point. I didn't see no powder in there. Yeah, yellow stain. That's about it. I even remember them saying, yeah. I know what to do. I'd say that dirt from the body probably got into the costume. The president's body did fall on top of the monster's footprint. That must be where that dirt came from. Are you satisfied now? You know I'm never satisfied with anything ever. All right, hang on. I've got this already on lock. Objection! Dirt got onto the costume when the body was hidden inside it. Is that really the case? You have a problem with that? A lot of reasons, honestly. Look, do you see any yellow scuzz? I don't see no yellow dirts or nothings, so come on now. There's a fair amount of dirt inside the front of the costume. Yeah, that is a lot of dirt. Unless that was somebody else saying, whatever. However, I would like you to focus on the state the body is in. It's lying on top of the dirt, and yet there's no dirt on the front of the body. If the body really was inside the costume, then it's strange that the front of the body isn't stained with more dirt. Well then, how would you explain it? How did the dirt get inside the costume? From the video footage, it's very likely that someone was inside the costume. But who could it have been? Where have I seen this? What's the matter, Kay? I just feel like I remember seeing something that looked like this dirt somewhere before. But where was it? There were these bits of gray fragments mixed in with the dirt. Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. Okay. There does seem to be something other than normal dirt mixed into it. Something must have gotten stuck to it. And lots of it, I might add. Something got stuck to it. This may merit a closer look. Where did we see dirt that looks like what's stuck on the inside of the costume? I gotcha. I should still have that, right? Yeah, let me hang on. Let me take a look-see. Yeah, same old crusty bits. That makes a lot of sense. It would also, you know what? It would even explain a couple other things. Because why would his gloves be all... And actually, that doesn't explain why his gloves are dirty, but it would mean that there's a reason for it. That's good, at least. This dirt has some gray bits mixed into it. Huh. And what of it? We found an item belonging to a certain man that was covered in the same type of dirt. That is to say, these gloves. Those dirt stains certainly look the same, but tell me, just what exactly is this gray substance? Well, if I had to go and guess, considering the giant bags of concrete that were in the garage, I'm gonna go with concrete. This gray substance must be fragments of concrete. You mean the stuff that was scattered around the monster's footprints? Exactly. Meanwhile, who do these gloves, which are stained with the same kind of dirt, belong to? Oh, I remember. We found it at Blaze's place. The Blaze! Earlier today, we went to Blaze's garage. Long story, don't worry about it. There, we discovered these dirt-stained gloves. Come to think of it, there were also hammers, shovels, and other tools placed inside as well. Why would mechanics' gloves intended to be used on machines be covered in dirt? Unless that was a very gross-ass motorcycle, let me tell you. If you broke the concrete with the hammer and then dug into the soil with the shovel, then it's only natural for dirt like that to get on the gloves. Then, maybe... Yes, the true nature of the monster's footprints has been made clear. He broke into the lot and created the footprints? It's possible that these footprints were dug up by Blaze the Best himself. It's possible. It's possible, you say. Please do enlighten me, because I honestly have no clue. Why on earth would he do something like that? Why did he make the monster footprints? Thinking about it, the answer must be he buried something or he was digging something up. I'm gonna go with digging something up? I don't know what could be buried. It's possible he was digging something up. It probably went something like this. Last night at this spot, there was something that Blaze needed to dig up. For that reason, he broke the lock on the back door and sneaked into the film lot. Using the hammer and shovel, he set to work, and nobody heard him do any of this? All right. Yep. Look at him go. That's some impressive stuff right there. Glad we saw all of that. He placed the items he dug up into his bag, but before he could fill in the holes... that's when John came to practice. Exactly. Blaze panicked and had no choice but to hide himself in the Mozilla costume nearby. You can't say it's not a possibility. I think you would deduce so much from just a pair of dirt-stained gloves. Honestly, you should expect even more from less from me at this point. However, all of this is merely a possibility. There's still no proof that he was the one who was hiding inside that costume. For all we know, he might have left the scene once he finished digging. On the contrary, such proof does exist and can be seen in the video. When this video was recorded, Blaze was definitely inside the film lot. What? Though I can't blame Agent Lang for not noticing. What am I looking for here? The difference between the current film lot... Oh, okay. And the one in John's video. I see the difference, I just don't know what exactly... I mean, I guess it's the same color scheme, but I mean, sure. Along with the state of Blaze's garage, it's all too clear that Blaze was still here. All right, I mean, I got enough for that, let's go. What proves that Blaze was still at the film lot? Again, I'm not sure how it proves Blaze was here, but there's something. There's a giant bag, there's that. The bag, I guess he was using to carry stuff. Regardless, finger. This bag placed near the costume. There was an identical one inside Blaze's garage. I did not notice that. Straight up, I did not notice that. Where was that in the garage? I can't look at the garage now. Well, either way, I knew that was the object that was different. Okay, never mind. That's how you could tell it was his. Fair enough. First, the dirt on the gloves, and now the bag. It seems there was a connection. What are you gonna do about that? Not a whole lot, I'd imagine. And that's my proof. Blaze was inside the costume. Ergo, the president's body could not have been hidden inside it. Seems I was able to refute Agent Lang's reasoning. Go me. Someone needs to go investigate Blaze's house right away, pal. We need to know what was inside that bag. Yes, sir. Who's holding the phone? Is it Lang? Nope, it's Lotta. Y'all pipe down and listen. Y'all just been saying whatever works best for y'all. And the noisy one returns. That there's the footprints of the mighty Mozilla. There ain't just some random holes dug up by that old coot. I believe the true nature of these footprints has already been proven quite logically. Logic, schmarkin, walkin' brocket. I ain't buying it. Say what you want, but I know what I saw, and I saw Moozilla. Okay, admittedly, I can't really prove anything about that. Is she referring to how she saw Moozilla out the window of the Grand Tower? Preposterous. Upon our journalist souls, we ain't having none of it. That statement is an insult to journalists everywhere. That's right. There's more to them monsters than just those footprints. I remember hearing that Sonny over there was seen with the monster earlier. I reckon that gal over there said she witnessed it herself. When these two are together, all meaningful talk grinds to a halt. Oi, if we only knew just what the monster really was, I think those two would quiet down. Mr. Edgeworth, isn't there anything you can do? A monster's true identity. We don't have much choice. Let's see what we can do. Isn't there something y'all ain't telling us about the monster? Nicole, ask him. Ask him right now. Please settle down. Yeah, that's a great way to get somebody to calm down. Regarding the true identity of that monster, I already know what it is. What'd you say? Okay, I'm interested. That's right. The video John recorded provided the hint that I needed. What you talking about? Miss Nichols saw Gordy. When she went to check up on John's practice, at that time, she mistook something for Gordy. Okay. The monster can be seen in this photograph. It can? What? Ain't that just some plain old souvenir photo? Y'all don't really think you can pull the wool over the eyes of a pro like me, do you? What did Miss Nichols really see? That means she mistook for Gordy. Oh, I remember. Because the game actually went out of its way to make me inspect the dang thing, even though it didn't end up becoming evidence or anything. It's this thing, whenever it was covered up in a tarp. Because they thought it was gonna, like, rain or something. That's what it was. It's just a big old crane with a tarp. That didn't look kind of Gordy-ish. Naturally, Gordy's true identity was this camera crane. What? The video John recorded was shot from fairly high up. I didn't even think about that for some reason. A shot from this position would be impossible without a camera crane. But there ain't no way Miss Nichols would mistake a camera crane for Gordy. Of course she could. Have you seen her glasses? Oh wait, yeah, actually. She even said that she doesn't have the greatest vision. I wonder about that. Miss Nichols, yes? Earlier, you said the prescription for your glasses didn't match your eyesight anymore, correct? Yes. Lately, it seems like my eyesight has suddenly gotten a lot worse. So would you say that you weren't able to see Gordy very clearly in the dark? That's right. Its silhouette was all I could make out. But remember what Miss Nichols said? And I quote, its skin was really scaly, almost like a reptile. Camera cranes ain't got no flesh on them, let alone skin. Pretty sure that's the same thing. Regardless, it's just a bare steel frame. It is certainly true, at least in the case of this photo. However, last night it did have skin. Y'all doing whatever you can to get in the way of our big scoop, ain't you? Well, it's not my intention, but sure, whatever. But since I've come this far, it's time to put an end to your nonsense. Too late! Gordy's skin is right before our very eyes. It's the tarp! Get a load, get a load, get a load of this tarp, y'all! As Miss Nichols stated in her testimony earlier, it looked like it was going to rain last night. While it never actually rained, John still covered the camera crane with a rainproof sheet, which, to Miss Nichols, looked like a monster's skin. What? You gotta be kidding me! Isn't that right, John? Man, you saw through it all. Not bad, old man. I'm not even 30, shut up. Unfortunately, the Gordy that Miss Nichols saw was nothing more than an illusion. Not again. Looks like my dream has shriveled up and died once again. Mentor, they have been bested. I am sorry for this. Seems like things have finally settled down. Not so fast! Okay, I really was expecting him to say that. I really thought the boy was hiding something from me. Guess I had it all wrong. Now that we figured out the true form of the monster, everyone seems refreshed. Actually, there's 2 people here who are totally bummed out. Agent Lang! What's happening? The report is in, sir! We got the results of President Hong's autopsy. Good, show it to me. I am curious. Contusions and bone fractures found across the body, resulting from tremendous pressure. So this was the cause of death. In other words, he was crushed to death. Would falling to one's death and being crushed to death be identical? Or would there be a way of being able to scientifically figure out the difference? Where's Emma? I thought as much. I mean, yeah, all right. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, not cool for him, but cool, cool info. Yellow stain on his chest is currently under investigation. But it seems that gunpowder residue was found on his right hand. Sunflower residue? I didn't know the president was into gardening. Okay, what the frick? No, gunpowder residue. Traces of it are left behind when a gun is fired, you dork. Since it has been found in his right hand, it's possible that the president fired a gun. A gun, huh? But we didn't find any guns when we investigated this area. That explains gunpowder residue. I'll have to look over the autopsy report later. Or now. Do I even have it? I don't think I actually was given it. No, I was not given it. Bummer. Now then, Agent Lang. Seems we have our answer. The president did not die from falling off the roof of the Grand Tower. Rather, he died from being crushed under Mozilla's giant-ass head. Can't deny it. Looks like your logic was right after all. Hot diggity damn, son! This means the suspicion regarding surrounding Miss Courtney should be cleared up, right? I'm sure it's not. Yes. Not only the cause of death, but the time of death proves her innocence as well. Judge Courtney met with the president 2 nights ago. However, according to the autopsy report, the time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Mozilla's head also fell last night. It matches up perfectly. That's a relief. And now we're here. Isn't it a bit too early to just assume things are gonna end all good and happy? Agent Lang, why you gotta be all like this? The president died after being crushed by the Mozilla's head. That I will admit. But the problem is, who was responsible for the falling head? Mozilla's head fell last night, and last night, the only one who was at the film lot was... What are you saying? Surely you're not implying. That's right. You killed him, didn't you? John Marsh, that seems a little silly. Then again, he do be sweating. Much like a platypus, he do be sweating milk. True facts, look it up. That pup is hiding something. He was at the scene where the body was discovered last night. He also saw the footprints. And despite that, he still claims to know absolutely nothing about the incident. Isn't that a bit too convenient? I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not. These footprint-shaped holes have not been proven to be related to the case. Just because he saw the holes doesn't necessarily mean that he's involved in the incident. You sure about that? Take a look at that pup's face. His milk carton sweating buckets. Looks pretty shaken up to me. Looks like he hit the mark. John doesn't want to talk about it. If he doesn't feel like talking, then I have an idea of my own. Let's check the tape. Agent Lang, what is your intention? The police have a device that lets you analyze the video footage up close and That's true! Hey, it's been like 1.5 years since we last used that thing. Agent Lang, you would suspect John enough to go that far? As long as John's lips are sealed. This may be the only way for us to get closer to the truth. Oi. Detective Gumshoe, if I'm not mistaken, you have that device with you, correct? Mr. Analysis is ready to go, sir. Now we're talking. Prosecutor Edgeworth, would you please perform the video analysis for us? She wants me to do it? Who knows what kind of faults that Wolfman will find in it? This isn't exactly my strong suit, but I suppose I have no choice. Edgeworth doesn't know how to work technology. Are there any new clues shown on the video? I have no idea. Oh. Okay, so the answer is yes. I just wanted to zoom in on the one thing that looked like I could be hiding something. All right, well, that was easy. This is... What's the matter? I want to see too. Ah! Hey, what's wrong? Show it to me. Prosecutor Edgeworth, I request you submit the evidence to the court. Please take a look at the top right corner of the zoomed-in video. This person is the president! Impossible! No way! Seems we finally found it at last. The evidence that points to the true killer. This video places John at a major disadvantage. Like, you don't even know, man. You're wrong. That's not right. I didn't know anything about this. I have doubts. That's not gonna cut it. It's clear that you and the victim were together at the same place where his body was later found. John Marsh, there's no doubt. You killed the president. No! This can't be. Why would you? John, but please don't tell me. Did you really kill the president? Mr. Edgeworth, is this really decisive evidence? I mean, it's not great, I'll give you that. Mr. Prosecutor, looks like even you can't object to this. That pup said he didn't know anything, right? And yet the president's right here in the video. John, what are you hiding? John, please tell us the truth. The truth is, it's all my fault. Ah, nuts! He thinks he did it. That's not good. John Marsh, what did you do? Mozilla's head falling was all my fault. Okay. Maybe manslaughter. I don't think we're actually gonna go with that by the end of this this whole case, but no. But you know, maybe. While I was setting up the equipment on the roof, I used the heater. After that, I went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. Then my mom called me, so I left the film lot. When I came back to the lot after the phone call was over, Mozilla's head that was on the roof had fallen. And right next to it was the president, lying dead on the ground. I see. How can that be? I see. There were indeed traces that someone had caught fire on something that had caught fire on the rooftop. It was just a small fire, so I was able to put it out by myself. So, the president's death was John's fault? But wouldn't that make this an accident, sir? And then, what did you do with the fallen head? I took it apart, brought the pieces up to the roof, and put it back together. So you put out the fire and even put the fallen head back on the roof. Which means you were hiding evidence. We can't be having that, you naughty little pup. I didn't do it on purpose. I really did just forget to turn off the heater. Plus, okay, look. Moving the head, I'll give you that much. Putting out the fire, I think that was just a good idea in general. When the legs broke, the stand would have tilted. If Mozilla's head was on top of the stand, why was it on a stand to begin with? Would have fallen off. So the head fell down because of the fire. Yes, if that's the case, I also have a pretty good idea what caused the fire. There's a flammable can next to the heater. Seems someone is lacking in safety awareness. Is it really just an accident? If that's the truth, then what was the president doing here? I don't know. There was no one else around when I was there. You expect me to believe that? Yes. The president wouldn't have just come to a place like this without a reason, you know. Indeed, the president's reasoning for coming here is still a huge mystery. 2 nights ago, he met with Judge Courtney on the roof of the Grand Tower. And last night, he was here at the film lot. Did he meet with John? I'll have to listen to John's testimony very carefully. Okay, sure. Alright, well, I was setting up, okay. Well, first thing I want to know is, well, why did you turn on the heater? You were outside. What point would that serve? John, you're still young. I know it can get a little cold in early spring, but you shouldn't have to resort to a heater. It is precisely because he is young that he must make sure to take good care of himself. However, while it can get a bit chilly during this time of year, I wouldn't necessarily say... Hold it, old man! Is this really the right time to be having this argument? He's completely right. Alright, I was just curious. John, you did well to get the better of Mr. Edgeworth. Please mind your language. Let's not forget that he got the better of you too, Your Honor. I know, Mom. So, where was I? Alright, fine, fair enough. Okay, after that, you went down to practice, but I forgot to turn it off. Fair enough. My mom called me, so I left the film lot. Okay. When I came back to the lot after the phone call was over, Zillow's head that was on the roof had fallen. And right next to it was the president lying dead on the ground. Are you sure he was dead? Is that possible? I'm not 100% sure. What was the state of the body? I didn't get a good look, because it was dark. He was also probably scared. He suddenly become as quiet as a mouse. I guess John doesn't really want to remember anything about the body. Let's be real here, that's fair. Is that the only reason why he's gone quiet? I mean, probably not, but it's a good excuse. Should I press him for more details? Generally, always yes. Didn't get a good look. How did you know he was dead? That's, well, he's clearly shaken. He must be hiding something. Wouldn't you normally call for help if you see someone collapsed on the ground? However, you did nothing of the sort. What up with that, yo? But he was already dead. Is that so? You seem quite certain that the president was already dead. How'd you not know that he was just passed out or something, huh? Now, is there a reason for that, I wonder? The guy was collapsed on the ground, and right next to him was the fallen monster's head. I'm not stupid. It wasn't hard to imagine what happened. You can imagine whatever you want, but there's no way for you to know that he was dead. You actually checked to make sure the president was dead, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. I was scared, but I got up close to the body and checked to see if he was breathing. I thought as much. However, why would he hide that? There must be a reason. Please, tell me the state of the body at that time. At first, I didn't know he was dead. I would have realized sooner if there had been any blood. But there wasn't a single drop. His clothes were completely spotless. They were? Either way, he wasn't breathing. That's how I knew he was already dead. Nani? Would you please add pen to those statements to your testimony? Okay, but hang on, yo. I didn't know right away that he was dead. There was no blood and his clothes were spotless. Well, then what's with the yellow... What's with the mellow yellow strewn upon his chest? His clothes were spotless? Yeah, that's right. You got a problem with it, old man? Seriously, I'm like double your age. Literally, that's just about it. John, it is painfully obvious that you are desperately trying to hide something from me. But what are you going on about? I'm not hiding anything. You are hiding the truth, and I'm gonna find it. Something about this yellow stain on the president's clothes, correct? King! That's a yes. Why did you leave it entirely out of your testimony? The fact you made no mention of it only serves to cast more suspicion upon yourself. That's because... I hope you have a convincing explanation. What? Hi, Courtney. Judge Courtney. You know I'm on his side, right? Allow me to explain. What? Why are you? The yellow stain left on the president's chest is almost certainly lion lily pollen. Lion lily? Lion lily. When I met with the president on the roof of the Grand Tower 2 nights ago, I brought him a bouquet of lion lilies. Lion lilies are beautiful flowers with stunning golden petals. Some of the pollen from the lilies must have gotten on the president's suit. But I didn't see any lilies in the security footage, though. I mean, they could be in her hands, maybe. They were simply obscured by the president's body. Why did you bring a bouquet? I cannot say. That's just weird. Hey, you're keeping way too many secrets. I can't say he's wrong. You really are. You're not doing me any favors here. You want to tell us why you met with the president or the reason you brought him flowers? My apologies. However, I did give him the bouquet. That much is true. But when the president's body was discovered, we didn't find any flowers. I honestly don't know how that could be. Hey, Miss Judge. All your answers have been too vague. You can't say this and you don't know that. Do you accept flimsy testimony like that in your trials? Ooh, he's got you there. Hey, cut it out. John, I threw the flowers away. You threw them away? So there were flowers near the body when you found it? Yeah, that's right. They were right on top of the president's body. They'd been crushed as flat as pancakes, though. Ah, I see. So the flowers were squashed by Mozilla's head, too. And a large amount of pollen got stuck to the president's suit. That seems to be the gist of it. However, why did you go out of your way to dispose of the flowers? No reason. Oh my god. So John's not going to tell us anything either. Cool beans. I guess mother and son both have a lot of secrets, huh? I have no such secrets! That is not true. I have no secrets. At the very least, I can tell you why John threw away those flowers. Hey! John, you saw me leaving the house with those flowers in hand, did you not? He wanted to protect his mom! I get it. John saw the flowers and thought of his mom. He threw them away in order to protect Judge Courtney from being suspected. That's not true! You're all wrong! That was his worst lie yet. Aww. Interesting. I often decorate our house with those flowers. The bouquet must have reminded him of me. So the pup just happened to find the flowers from his mother's bouquet on top of the body. And that's why he threw them away and kept silent about the body. Ha! That's a tiny little story if I ever heard one. Okay, you want to maybe give me an explanation as to how else it could have gone down? That seems perfectly understandable. What's wrong with that? I suppose you prefer untidy, messy stories, Agent Lang, you slobothy? Don't tell me you've forgotten already, Missy. This pup confessed that he caused the monster's head to fall last night. Oh, that's true, but he's currently the only suspect in the president's murder. It is true that there are many reasons to suspect John. However, there is someone other than John who is far more suspicious. Okay, I'll bite. Who? What'd you say? John himself was kidnapped by that very person not too long ago. That is true. That is still a factor. We rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor. Oh, brah. We rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal. Refrigerated warehouse? That's right, pal. The refrigeration wasn't turned on, so he wasn't able to freeze to. He wasn't about to freeze to death. But if he hadn't yelled out for help, we would have never found him. Once the sleeping drugs wore off, he was finally able to call out for help. Sleeping drugs. If I recall correctly, when you were kidnapped, that's right, there was a bottle lying on the floor of the refrigerated warehouse. And I think it was the same thing that was used on me not long ago. It's all connected. That sleeping stuff. It's super powerful. I see. Not exactly the most catchy of names, but we'll allow it. How about it, Agent Lang? John is clearly a victim. There is a mastermind at work behind the scenes of this case. You think I give a damn about any of that? I don't know anything about this so-called mastermind. You say they were here last night? I still don't know for sure yet. Ha! It's not like you to be so vague, Mr. Prosecutor. Indeed, I still don't have any evidence that ties the mastermind to this murder. Is there someone else? Is there anyone besides John who had the opportunity to murder the president? Ugh. That's it! As I thought. In the end, that pup is our only suspect. Alright, Edgeworth's got some information. What's he gonna say? Isn't there one more suspect, Agent Lang? What's this? Didn't we prove it earlier? Last night, there was one more person here. Oh, yeah. Blaze the Best. You're saying he's the one who did it? Last night, John was not alone. Blaze the Best was here, too. Derp. Shouldn't we consider him to be a new suspect? Blaze the Best. Killed the president? It's entirely possible. Just as possible as John doing it. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's fact. I'm just saying it's just as likely. Blaze the Best. It can't be. The same guy from 12 years ago? You ever gonna explain what happened 12 years ago, or am I gonna have to throw you through a window? 12 years ago? That keeps popping up. It's getting real irritating. Well, a lot has changed. It all happened over 12 years ago. Back then, he and my old man were close friends, and our clan protected the president's life, and now he's all different. Hey! Don't tell me you're the one from 12 years ago. You got it. Ain't this nice? Now you're finally going to prison where you belong. 12 years is a long time coming for a suspended sentence, don't you agree? Can I please get information on the Agent Lang? What the actual crap happened 12 years ago? Nothing that concerns you. Oh, shut your face and every other such orifice in your body, all right? And then open them because I want to hear you talk. On the contrary, you might just have some sort of connection with this case. And I suppose you have some proof, Mr. Prosecutor? Show me evidence that there's a connection between this case and the one 12 years ago. Evidence, you say? If you don't have any evidence, then there's no point in talking about it. Oh, I totally do have something like that. Hang on, don't I have that? Yeah, letter from unknown. Get revenge for 12 years ago? Yeah, boom, shakalaka boom. What the hell is this all about, huh? This letter was sent to Jill Crane, who was murdered 2 days ago. Although the sender is currently unknown, here it is written as follows. Please get revenge for 12 years ago. What? 12 years ago? That's not all. Take a look at this as well. This is a report written by Patricia Rowland to Blaze the Best regarding Knightley. Please read this part here. That thingy laid to rest near the flower bed 12 years ago. I need a refresher on that report. Hang on a second. Hold up. Hang on. Let me just take a quick gander here. All right. That's proof enough. Tomorrow I shall interrogate him in the warden's office. I'll get him to confess that he's one of Doggin's henchmen. That thing he laid to rest in front of the flower bed 12 years ago. You simply must retrieve it. Blaze the Best had to dig something in a there you go. Okay. I'm sorry. There's so much info in this case. Okay. Agent Lang, something big is happening here. Jill Crane's murder 2 days ago, and now the president's murder today. There has to be some connection there. And the key to solving it lies in what happened 12 years ago, does it not? You're asking for me to reopen the old wounds of the Lang clan? I mean, for the sake of being able to get everything that we want, it sure would be nice. Agent Lang, I beg of you. Oh, now what? Who was that just now? Shifu! It's the army of dudes! You guys! What are you all doing here? We followed you here, Shifu! We heard that Shifu was investigating the incident from 12 years ago. You idiots! I'm not your boss anymore. Get back to your own posts. Sir, we can't do that. What'd you say? Are you disobeying my order? Shifu, we also beg of you. Reinvestigate the SS5 incident from 12 years ago. None of us could ever forget that case. We know how you feel the same way, Shifu. Agent Lang, even your former subordinates desire to reinvestigate the case. You think you can solve the mysteries of that case? Wouldn't be the first time I've solved mysteries from decades old stuff. Come on, give me a chance. Perhaps I can, with your help. I got it. I accept your invitation. Shifu! Now then, with that decided, I guess it's my turn to shine. Say what? Okay. We're investigating a case from the past, right? And guess what the best tool for that is? Aw, snap! The little Mr. Thief. Right! If we have the case files from the past case, I can recreate it. Unfortunately, I don't have the case files. Well, that's a but. Huh? What do you mean? Access to those case files is restricted. It's being treated as highly classified information. Why is that? I don't know. It seems like there were a lot of things that they wanted to keep hidden. Even what I know is limited to what was published in the newspapers back then. That will not be a problem. In any, okay. In any case, please tell us what you know. Sure. The SS5 incident. The incident occurred on a winter day 12 years ago. It was the 10th of February, a single day after the guy who's playing this game's birthday. The police department in this country received a call from a group of kidnappers. We've kidnapped President Huang, they said. Kidnapped? The SS-5 incident was the case of President Huang's kidnapping. They demanded a ransom of $100 million. $100 million? Wait, just how much is that? It's such a large amount, she's having trouble visualizing it. That night, my old man was the last person to meet with the president. They were together at the Zhengfa embassy until midnight on February 10th. After that, no one knows what the president was doing up until he was kidnapped. With the president's life at stake, the Zhengfa government frantically gathered the money. After that, the ransom was delivered and the president was returned safe and sound. So, President Huang has been the president since 12 years ago. That's really amazing. Well, being in office for so long is just a small part of how amazing the man is. Or was. Link seemed a bit happy when he said that. And what happened to the kidnappers? Well, a top-secret covert investigation was carried out, then a secret trial was held. A trial? Does that mean the suspect was caught? The suspect was Patricia Rowland. What? Then, the reason you came to the prison a few days ago? Yeah, I was put on extended leave from Interpol. So I decided to go back and reinvestigate what happened 12 years ago. It all comes together, people! My God! First, I had to get a look at the face of my target. So the trial 12 years ago ended with a not guilty verdict. Yeah. Back then, my old man was in charge of every aspect of the president's security. He took responsibility for the kidnapping and was relieved of his post as bodyguard. And he continued to investigate as a regular police officer until he finally found the culprit. And it was none other than Patricia Rowland. There was no way she could be innocent. Wow. And here I thought the only crime she committed was a misplaced self-defense thing. Go figure. Huh. Alright, so it turns out she's just a rotten person in general. However, the result was a not guilty verdict. In the end, the case went unsolved. Crushed in both body and soul, my old man resigned from the police. What was the basis for arresting Patricia Rowland? There was a lot of evidence. At least, that's what I think. But I can't see those documents for myself. So that's where my story ends. What should we do? With only this much information, even the little thief would have a hard time producing a recreation. Is there really nothing we can do? Who's holding it? Looks like he could use some help. Who's that? Franny! Also Ray, but mostly Franny! Francisca! And Mr. Shields too, to a lesser extent. Finished up with the trial and finally managed to catch up with you guys. We have so many people! Here, take this. What is this? This is? It's the case files for the SS-5 incident. So how do you and why do you have this? I demand all the information. What the heck, Franny? When Roland mentioned 12 years ago during the trial, it caught my interest. I looked into it immediately and got in touch with Interpol. Because you're a badass! Hell yeah! I expected no less from you, Francisca. You truly are the Queen of Queens. Don't get the wrong idea, Miles Edgeworth. I didn't prepare these documents for you, the former prosecutor. I did it for the sake of the investigation, taking up the case his father left behind. Sis! But I thought information on the SS-5 incident was restricted to the public. That restriction was placed by the prosecutor in charge of the case. Blaze the Best! And now that he is in prison for committing all manner of crimes, that don't matter no more. Blaze the Best was the prosecutor in charge? Him! However, as a result of the trial just now, Blaze's authority has been revoked. So, ayo. It's all thanks to his son. Hey, Sebastian! Friggin' awesome! Go, Sebastian! bringing down his father, the door to the past case has been opened. Freaking awesome, man! Prosecutor DeBest is currently wrapping things up in Patricia Rowland's trial. He told me to relay this message to you. Leave Pops and his cohorts to me. You guys just take care of the case on your end. He's become quite reliable, right before our very eyes. Truly. Alrighty then. This is perfect. Now that we have the files, just leave the recreation to me. Hang on. Hold your adorable face, you silly, silly gal. Let me look at this thing first. Alright, the president of Zhengfa, Di Junhong, was kidnapped on February 10th, 12 years ago. The kidnappers demanded a ransom of $100 million. Dai Long Lang confirmed that on the evening of the incident, the president was at the Zhengfa embassy until midnight. I see. Not a lot of information is really found inside this folder, I'm gonna be honest with you, but okay, sure. I mean, information the game is going to be giving me. I'm sure there's a whole bunch more in there, otherwise Kay wouldn't be able to do much. Indeed. Well then, let us begin. According to these documents, it appears that the incident took place right in front of the Tower Plaza. Then let's head to the plaza right away. Really? That's incredibly convenient. Bye, everybody. Never mind, we're all here now. Even the freaking MIB is here. Oh man, this screen is getting crowded.